What's up, guys? We are back for another haul video. Been a short while. Last haul video was the cat's lair, I think. We've got some 80s stuff, some 90s stuff, some stuff I found at a new toy store that sells a ton of vintage stuff. Contest winning, a online purchase, some import stuff, just some cool stuff. Not tons, but some fun stuff. So we've got some import things first. I've got another one of these guys, so this isn't anything new. This is the Last Jedi SH Figuarts First Order Stormtrooper. It's the one that has the pauldrons, so you can make it into the captain, the officer, or the sergeant, I think is what they are. I've reviewed this guy before when they came out, but I got an exceptional deal on it, so I couldn't pass up a second one. Felt right. And then the other SH Figuarts, this is one that I've had for a little while, and I've just been putting off the review because honestly it's just been kind of a pain to find time to actually do this one. Figuarts take me longer than most other things just because they have so much stuff. But yeah, this is Goku Black, so he's been out for a little while. He's been out in Japan for a while, and he's sold out here instantly as far as I know. I don't think you can really easily get him now. He is going or was going for some stupid prices online. So this is the Dragon Ball Super Goku Black. I don't really know tons about him. I mean, I know the gist. He's a evil Goku that is a god, and that's why his hair is pink if he goes Super Saiyan God mode. But yeah, I kind of trailed off on Super when the kiddo was born, just because I couldn't find time to watch them as they came out. It's hard to watch subtitles with a kid running around your lap. Little random thing, my mom found a Krang, so she gave me a Krang, so I have a Krang. Just the brain, nothing else. So there's a Krang. Online purchase, we got a new loyal subject. So I mentioned in previous videos that there are some waves that I'm just having an exceptionally hard time finding. The Toys R Us wave was one because my stores around here didn't seem to have them. And of course the stores here are gone, so that doesn't help me. But the other wave would be the Walgreens wave. I've still not seen any of them ever. I know that they have been found here in town because I've seen them being sold on eBay from here at ridiculous prices. So I know they're being scalped, which is great. But we've got a Toys R Us find. So a guy, I guess he lucked into a bunch of cases, and he was basically selling them all basically at cost just to try to get some chases. But he was even selling chases, and one of them is the Chase Jaga. So he's not like the crazy rare chase or anything like that. He's either 124 or 148. I don't remember. It doesn't matter. We've got Jaga here. This is the glow-in-the-dark one. So I can't really show you that right now, but he glows. He glows pretty exceptionally well. These all do, actually. They're pretty solid when it comes to having their glow stuff actually glow. I'm still missing some of the others. I really want to get that metallic Ghost Jaga, or just the regular Ghost Jaga. Those are the ones that I really want, because this one looks just almost like the general release, but it's still cool. I love Jaga. I've mentioned that previously. You know, got a vintage one up there somewhere. So yeah, that's a fun one. That's one that I've been looking forward to. Got him for a steal. If I do say so myself. I did say I had a contest winning, so there is a contest between He-Man.org and the Motu Classics manufacturers, so previously Mattel, now Super 7. So they do polls on the He-Man.org website for characters that you want to see created in the line, things that haven't been made that people want, just to get fan demand, basically, as well as accessories and things like pack-ins and things like that. So I always participate just to get my opinion out there, and then they randomly poll people to get prizes, and one of them happened to be me this time, so I got this guy. So Super 7 did, a couple years back, they did a new He-Man cartoon called The Curse of the Three Terrors. This is one of the three terrors. This is Terror Bat, there's Terror Wolf, and Terror Jaguar, and then the other main character is Possessed Skeletor. So these are done in kind of that original Motu style. So we've got the logo on there, we've got him on the bubble. It's that exact Motu look and feel. The back even has the artwork with some action feature explanations, as well as original character cross-sell, as well as the new stuff. I kind of want to open this guy. I'm not sure I'm going to. If I open him, you know, obviously I'll keep the card back. We'll see. We'll see. I might open him, do a video on him, because it's cool, and honestly I feel compelled to pull him out of the box. Now, as far as the toy store stuff that I found, so we went up to Cincinnati, the wife and kiddo and I went up to Cincinnati just to hang out for the weekend, just to kind of get away for a bit, and there is a toy store up there called the Toy Department that I've been hearing a lot about. They've been open for, I think they only opened at the beginning of this year, if I recall. I don't quote me on that, but they have tons of vintage stuff, you know, vintage Motu, vintage Star Wars, vintage everything. They had a whole section of like Secret Wars stuff. They had a full wave of Visionaries that were complete. A lot of TMNT stuff, a lot of vintage carded figures, vintage playsets. They had the Voltron Castle Alliance. They had a full set, well, maybe full set of Exo Squad stuff still in the box. If that gives you an indication of just how varied and complete this store really is, and then the kind of icing on the cake to kind of give them a little more credence. And this isn't really an ad or anything, but you know, if you're in the area, if you're in the Cincinnati area, check out the toy department. But the owner of the shop, I think, I'm assuming he was the owner. We chatted for a few minutes. He had toys from his own personal collection featured on the Netflix The Toys That Made Us show. So if that gives you any idea of the fact that this guy is, you know, pretty legit, that's got to be it. So I didn't buy anything too crazy, but I bought a few things, some things that I was looking to replace some parts on, or just some figures that I didn't have just because I hadn't bought them yet. I only got 5 figures. I didn't go expecting to spend a lot of money. I really could have, but I didn't want to break the bank while we were on vacation. So the first thing was this little dude here. So I featured one of these guys on the channel before in another haul video a while back. So this is a Tonka Supernaturals. This is Mr. Lucky. And they're just little plastic dudes that have the robes, and they have glow-in-the-dark weapons as well, which 80s, come on, it's cool. But the big thing is the holograms. So they change from one thing to another. There's like 8 ghosts, I think. I could be wrong on that. There's 8 ghosts or so, and then there are taller 5 or 6 inch characters as well that have weapons and armor. But this guy is, he's a magician that transforms into a rabbit, is what the change is. Obviously, that's kind of hard to show on camera, but you can see it kind of shimmering in the light there. I absolutely love these figures. Something about them, just, they're so simple, but they're so cool. They're so 80s. I don't have any carded figures. They actually had some there for sale for incredibly reasonable prices. I just didn't want to buy any carded figures because I'm worried I'm going to pull them out, and I don't want to do that just yet. We've got some figures that I've never owned any of these. I've never owned any of these, and I'm not really sure why. Because I was a huge fan of the cartoon as a kid, even though it really kind of came and went, but I'm still a huge fan. So we've got Pirates of Darkwater, Ren, so that's the main character. He's got his, these are complete, you know, they were complete loose. They are in about as perfect condition as I would expect them to be for a store that seems to have everything. He's got his dagger, he's got his sword, and then I got Niddler as well. They had others. I just didn't want to grab a whole bunch yet. There's only like 8 figures for this whole line. But they had quite a few of them. They might have had all, save for 1 or 2. So yeah, these guys are about in about as perfect condition as I would expect. They look like they were just pulled out of their package, honestly. So yeah, Pirates of Darkwater, a show that was canceled way before it should have been. Absolutely love it. One of my favorites. Kind of obscure. A lot of people don't seem to know about it when I reference it because it doesn't have a lot of fanfare around it. And then the last 2 figures that I got, the first one is Toadborg from Bucky O'Hare. So this is kind of the second in command kind of character in the villain side from the big evil computer thing complex that kind of runs the show. So he's like what was he? He's one of the storm toads that got transformed into a cybernetic creature, and he's complete. He only has this gun, and he's kind of weird too because he can't actually hold his weapons very well. He has holes on his arms, so you can peg one side of the blaster in, and then he holds the other part in his hand. Otherwise, he can't really hold them. He's got rotating wrists, and swiveling legs, and swiveling arms, and he's got a soft, squishy head, kind of like some of the old TMNT stuff. And he's one of those weird figures that he's posed in a certain way, so you have to keep his you have to keep him in kind of a walking pose. He is far less menacing in toy form than he is on the card art or in the comic books or in the cartoon. But he is a cool character. I needed his gun, really is what it was, but they were so cheap I just bought him. And then the last guy, and this is kind of appropriate because the pre-orders for the new figures from Boss Fight Studio went up this weekend. But I got another Storm Toad. So these are the Storm Toad Troopers, the Storm Toads, depending on how you see them written. Sometimes they're Storm Toads, sometimes they're just Storm Toad Troopers. But this is kind of the commando, just the cannon fodder for the bad guys from Bucky O'Hare. I absolutely love this figure. And Boss Fight Studio put their pre-order up for their new versions this weekend. So of course I've got those coming. I got 2 of them, just because. And I just needed another one. That's really all it was. He was complete, perfect condition. Couldn't really ask for too much more here. So that's it. I didn't go crazy at the toy department. I wanted to, but we didn't do that, not yet. There's always another trip. So, but I did get, you know, some cool 90s, 80s stuff. These are all 90s. The Supernatural is 80s, and of course Krang is 80s as well. But yeah, just a small but fun haul. I'll definitely be doing a video on Goku, and then I plan to do a video on a classic Bucky O'Hare in Pirates of the Dark Water, and I'm looking into a video on Supernaturals, but I don't have enough that I really want to. I actually ordered another one on eBay today. It's one of the larger figures, so we will see. Let me know if you guys want to see a video on the Supernaturals, Pirates of Dark Water, and Bucky O'Hare. At the very least, this fella is going to be in a comparison with the new stuff, but they're not coming out until the fall. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys later.